Hey everyone, welcome to Shiny Hunting 101, a series focused on teaching you the fundamentals of how to catch shiny Pokemon. In this series, I'll be rummaging through the tall grass, wading through the surf, and crunching the numbers, all in pursuit of helping you obtain one of these alluring abnormalities. In the previous lesson, we went in depth on shiny hunting using soft resets, explaining the specific methodologies you need to follow in order to help snag shinies all across the wild areas. This week, we'll be moving on to the fourth method on our list, so let's grab our empty egg cartons and jump into Pokemon breeding. Breeding refers to the act of leaving two compatible Pokemon at a daycare, and then continually obtaining and hatching the eggs that the Pokemon produce during their stay. While on your adventure around Galar, you'll have run into two daycare houses, one on Route 5 and another in the wild area, tucked away near Bridge Field. After speaking with the attendants outside, they'll ask you if you'd like to leave up to two of your Pokemon with them. If you leave two Pokemon at the same daycare, when you return to pick them up, you may also find a Pokemon egg. Once you obtain this egg from the daycare attendant, you'll need to carry it around in your party for a set amount of steps before it will finally hatch. You'll need to continually pick up and hatch batchfuls of eggs until you find a shiny offspring. Pokemon will only naturally breed eggs with others of their same egg group. Leaving two Pokemon of the flying egg group such as Corviknight and Hawlucha together has the potential to produce an egg, whereas if you attempt to pair a Corviknight and a Frostmoth in the daycare, their egg groups are incompatible and the two can never produce eggs together. Additionally, the gender of the Pokemon you leave together will directly determine what species of Pokemon is produced from the resulting egg. Let's say we want to get a Rookidee egg. We'll need to pair a female Corviknight with a male Hawlucha. If we were to mix around the genders and use a male Corviknight and a female Hawlucha, we'd actually end up with a Hawlucha egg. Contrary to these stipulations, certain Pokemon can't be genderbred at all due to a locked gender or lack of one altogether. Pokemon such as Tauros and Grimmsnarl are gender locked to only ever be male, whereas Pokemon such as Phalanx and Magnezone are completely genderless. But all is not lost for these Pokemon, we just need to bring in a ringer. Ditto is by far the most popular Pokemon when it comes to breeding. When left in the daycare, Ditto has the unique ability to produce eggs with any non-legendary Pokemon, regardless of their egg group or gender. The only caveat being is that Ditto essentially functions as a cloning machine and will replicate their daycare partner via the produced eggs. The only differences you may find in Ditto-bred eggs are different abilities, natures, IV spreads, or shininess. After all of that, let's talk shiny odds. During your shiny breeding, your odds will remain at the normal base shiny rate for all other methods, 1 in 4096 at their highest, and 1 in 1365 if you obtain the shiny charm. But we can make these odds a lot better by utilizing the Masuda method. The Masuda method is a breeding modifier which states that if two Pokemon you're breeding originally resided in different regions of the world, your chance of seeing a hatched shiny improves substantially. When breeding partners come from different regions, your odds will be boosted up to a base of 1 in 682 and 1 in 512 if you obtain the shiny charm. The Masuda method represents some of the best odds for finding shiny Pokemon in Sword and Shield. And while it may seem difficult to get a trading partner from across the world, the global trade network can help you easily obtain regional Pokemon. It should come at no surprise that when requesting Pokemon, the most efficient ask that you could make is for a regional Ditto. Obtaining a regional Ditto gives you all the amazing convenience of using Ditto for breeding, while also giving you those massively boosted shiny odds. Now that we've set ourselves up for some of the best odds in the game, let's go over some tips to help you become the most efficient egg hatcher in the land. Let's first go over the charms you want to snag before beginning any shiny breeding. The shiny charm will boost your base odds of encountering shiny Pokemon and can be received from the game director in the Churser Hotel once you've fully completed your Pokedex. And the oval charm will increase the chance your Pokemon will produce eggs when left at the Pokemon daycare. This can be obtained after becoming champion and battling Morimoto in the Churser Hotel for the first time. One of the easiest things to miss is understanding the rate at which your Pokemon will create eggs. To figure this out, once you drop off both your Pokemon, speak to the daycare attendant again. She'll give you some commentary on your Pokemon's play habits, and if your Pokemon seem to be getting along well, they'll produce eggs at a higher rate than Pokemon whose parents don't seem to like each other very much. Eggs will be produced at a set rate of every 257 character steps, and this agreeableness rating helps determine the odds of an egg being produced each time. When riding by the daycare, if your Pokemon have produced an egg, you'll notice the daycare attendant outside switches her stance. Once she does this, walk up to her and obtain your newly produced egg. When obtaining eggs, if you have less than 6 Pokemon in your party, your trainer will add the newly received egg directly into their party. But if you have a full party, the next egg you receive will be teleported to your Rotom PC box. Before you begin obtaining eggs, quickly jump into your PC and empty out 2 to 3 boxes. As you run around to hatch your eggs, you can continually talk to the attendant to obtain and send eggs to the PC. This way you'll have a stockpile waiting for you whenever your current eggs hatch. When you want to trade them out, simply open your PC, deposit your non-shinies into an empty box, and fill your party back up with eggs. Egg steps refers to the number of character steps it will take for a Pokemon egg to hatch. These can range dramatically depending on the type of Pokemon you're hatching, but we have a couple ways to stack these steps up more quickly. Whenever you're hatching eggs, you want to be using your bike. Pokemon eggs only hatch as your trainer takes steps, and with the bike's Rotom Dash, you should be able to cover a huge number of steps in no time flat. To directly lessen the amount of steps each egg takes to hatch, we lead our party with a Pokemon which has the Flame Body, Magma Armor, or Steam Engine ability. All of these abilities have the auto combat bonus of cutting the number of steps needed for an egg to hatch nearly in half. This effect cannot be stacked, but will persist even if the Pokemon has fainted. Many items will have an additional benefit beyond their field use. If held by a Pokemon prior to going to daycare, several of these items you obtain through your travels will become invaluable when breeding for your target Pokemon. Incenses are needed to produce many of the baby Pokemon in the game. If we wanted to breed for a Walnut, we'd need to obtain an egg from a Wobbuffet holding a Lax Incense. Without the incense, we'd receive Wobbuffet eggs. The Destiny Knot has the breeding benefit of having the combination of parent Pokemon pass along 5 of their IVs to their eggs. The Everstone allows for produced eggs to retain the nature of the parent who is holding the Everstone, as well as allowing regional variants to produce offspring that match their regionality. With an Everstone, a Kanto Ponyta would create Cantonian Ponyta eggs, but if we remove the stone, the same Kanto Ponyta would produce Galarian Ponyta eggs. Items such as nature mints, ability capsules, and ability patches are also of high value to us, but we'll discuss these in just a bit. Now that we've learned how to efficiently hatch our eggs, let's go over how to get you your perfect shiny Pokemon. Breeding is a unique form of shiny hunting in that it requires as much or little research as you want to do. If you're okay with a shiny that doesn't have egg moves or perfect IVs, you can partner anyone up with your Ditto and start the egg train running. But for those of us who want that perfect shiny, you'll need to do some research and prep beforehand. Bred Pokemon can inherit several important characteristics from their parents, such as abilities, natures, IVs, special egg moves, and the Pokeball they're housed in. Abilities fall into 2 categories, standard and hidden. For standard abilities, Pokemon who have one potential ability will always hatch with that ability. But if your target can have one of 2 standard abilities, the ability in the first slot will have the much higher probability of occurring in your eggs. For hidden abilities, in order for your hatched Pokemon to inherit a hidden ability, the parent in the daycare must currently have the species hidden ability. Even with this, it's still at the chance that the ability will actually pass on, as it merely introduces it as a possibility into the pool of potential abilities. Natures govern the Pokemon's tendency for growth or weakness in 2 of their base stats. Normally when you hatch a Pokemon, their nature is completely randomized between any of the 25 available. But if one of the parents is holding an Everstone, each of the resulting eggs will inherit the nature of the stone-holding parent. You can expedite the process of finding perfect natures by obtaining several Ditto who each have a different nature. Ditto tend to spawn around the Lake of Outrage or on an island in the Workout Sea. By holding onto several differently natured Ditto, you can easily pick your desired nature within just a few initial eggs. Independent values, or IVs, are inherent bonuses to each of the Pokemon's core stats. IVs can range between 0 and 31, with 31 being the best possible bonus. These bonuses are independent of each other, meaning you can have a Pokemon with anything from all 0s to all 31s. Normally, a hatched Pokemon's IVs are randomized, but if one parent is holding the Destiny Knot, each of the resulting eggs will inherit 5 of their IVs from either parent Pokemon. Once you reach the Pokeball tier in the Battle Tower, you'll obtain the Judge ability and can review your Pokemon's IVs via your PC boxes. When you check a Pokemon's IVs, a description will be given to show how high or low all of their IVs are. Many trainers will denote high IVs using the shape markings available in the PC menus. If you receive a traded Pokemon with lots of marks, you may already have a top tier Pokemon. Egg moves refer to moves that your Pokemon cannot learn through standard leveling, but can only specifically inherit through breeding. Pokemon can generally only learn a small set of egg moves, and even still, when attempting to have a hatched Pokemon inherit these moves, one of the parents must actively know the move you want. When breeding for egg moves, you'll need to bid Ditto farewell and resort to traditional gendered breeding until you can produce a viable heir to the move you want. Alternatively, if you want to skip the fuss of gendered breeding for egg moves, Brilliant Pokemon are excellent parent material. These Pokemon are special in that they're guaranteed to know at least one egg move and have a few perfect IVs. Both of these are excellent starting points for our eggs, and while rare to find, you can catch multiple Brilliant Pokemon, which may have different stat spreads or no different egg moves. The final inheritance is fully cosmetic, but since our hatched Pokemon are never actually captured, they'll inherit the Pokeball they live in from one of their parents' Pokeballs. When gendered breeding, the hatched Pokemon will have a 50-50 chance of inheriting either parent's Pokeball type. Alternatively, when Ditto breeding, your hatched Pokemon will always inherit the non-Ditto parent's Pokeball type. Before we finish up, let's discuss a few final points in case you run into a shiny earlier than expected. Let's say you obtain a shiny in the middle of setting up your optimized breeding, and while you really want to use it, some or all of the traits don't really line up with what you had wanted. Rather than running back to fill up on more eggs, if you've unlocked the battle tower, you have a few alternatives to fix up your new shiny. Ability capsules are medicine that when given to Pokemon will change its ability to the alternate standard ability it could have received. Ability patches similarly are a medicine which can change your Pokemon's ability to its hidden ability. Mints are items which cause your Pokemon to take on the nature the mint is named after. For example, if a Pokemon has a bold nature and they're given a timid mint, then they will take on a timid stat spread. When breeding, this is not passed on though, and this originally bold Pokemon, if given an Everstone, would end up breeding bold eggs. Hyper training is available after obtaining the Judge feature discussed earlier, and is open to any Pokemon that's achieved level 100. If you give the Hyper Trainer a bottle cap, he'll promote one of your Pokemon's IVs up to its max value, or if you find an elusive gold bottle cap, he can promote all your Pokemon's IVs to the max in one fell swoop. Similar to mints, the benefits of hyper training cannot pass on to future eggs created by this Pokemon. Lastly, earlier I made mention that no legendary or mythical Pokemon could be bred. There is actually one exception to this rule, the Sea Drifter Pokemon Phione. Phione cannot evolve, but can be hatched as a shiny. To obtain a Phione, you'll need to breed a Manaphy with a Ditto. This is the only way to hunt a legendary or mythical Pokemon via breeding, meaning that for Pokemon such as Regieleki or Regidrago, you'll need to resort to a different method of shiny hunting. In my previous Shiny Hunting 101 lessons, I detailed several different methods for obtaining shiny Pokemon such as fishing and soft resets. If this is your first time studying up, make sure to check out those videos so you're caught up with the curriculum. Finally, in the description below, I've linked some useful reference sites which you can use when researching prior to breeding your Pokemon. For this method, I recommend using a combination of Cerebi and Bulbapedia's online Pokedexes to research egg groups, egg moves, and any other excellent information you may need. Hopefully the walkthrough and tips have made you an egghead on everything and anything breeding related. Since the 5th generation and the introduction of Masuda method, breeding has been a premier way of obtaining shiny Pokemon. This method boasts some of the highest odds across the generations, with Sword and Shield actually having some of the best odds up to this point. Even without the astronomical shiny odds, breeding offers a highly customizable experience, where trainers can craft and mold their perfected shiny partners. With those final thoughts, today's lesson on breeding is wrapped up. I appreciate you all stopping by for this episode of Shiny Hunting 101. Check back next time where we'll be trekking into max raid dens. If you guys found this video helpful or you learned something, leave a like and make sure to subscribe and ding the bell so you know when the next lesson comes out. A final thank you to all new and returning subs and to all you watching this video. I've been JP Firepledge and I'll see you in the next session. Class dismissed.